fixed versus ARMs in mortgages. What does that even mean? My name's Evan Coppin, WeVett Loan Originator, here to help explain. When you hear a fixed rate versus an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage, what is really the difference between those two? Well, a fixed rate mortgage is simply that you have fixed the rate of the loan for the life of the loan. So you might have heard, okay, I got a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage and it's fixed. That means for that full term of the loan, be it 15 or 30 or really anywhere in between, we can do like 21, 22-year mortgage if you want to. The rate is fixed for the whole time. An ARM simply means adjustable rate mortgage. So the concept there is that your rate will actually adjust over the life of the mortgage. So if you ultimately, let's say that ARM, the key is to understand what your time frame is for it to potentially adjust. And it could be something like a 3, 5, or 7-year ARM. So that means after 3 years, your rate will be X, but then at the 3-year mark, your rate could adjust upward by so much percentage points of whatever is within the loan documents. Now, one of the deals with that is that typically if it's a conforming loan for that, you should have a fixed ceiling as to how far that mortgage rate can actually go up at those intervals. If you don't, then it could be a wild west. That's what happened in 2008-9, things blowing up because there really wasn't no restrictions necessarily on how far a rate could go up. But ARMs today typically have a restriction as to how much those rates can actually go up at those intervals for the term of the loan. So are ARMs really that bad? Up front, I would say, hey, they're not usually as ideal as a fixed rate mortgage because fixed rate, hey, if the world blows up, something happens, you at least know what that's going to be consistently. Some people still like ARMs because in the short term, they can be somewhat beneficial. However, if we're in an environment like what we are now, as I was shooting this video in 2024, there's what's called an inverted yield curve where weirdly, short-term interest rates tend to be the same or even worse than long-term interest rates. So over the last couple of years, ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages, really haven't been a much better deal than fixed rate mortgages. Typically, you'd have it where ARMs would have a lower interest rate than a fixed, but then you know there's the risk of it adjusting later on. Lately, ARMs have been the same or even higher than fixed rates, so it's made ARMs like a no-brainer to not do. But as that inverted yield curve starts to change, which is very possible over here in the future, then all of a sudden if ARMs start having significantly better interest rates than fixed rate mortgages, then there could be some scenarios where an ARM might make sense. Again, personally, I might still recommend a fixed rate so you have certainty just in case something happened. But I know even from personal experience for that sake, if you know you're gonna gun at, let's say, paying that debt off, and you know you're gonna have that mortgage paid off in the next few years, you're getting real aggressive with it, or you know some money's coming from something that you're gonna try and knock it out, whatever it is, you're gonna try to pay this thing off in 3, 5, or 7 years, then in an ARM, you might get a better rate for that period, and then if you're trying to pay it off quick, you might actually come out ahead because it was a lower interest rate than if you did the fixed. However, if there's anything that goes wrong in that payoff situation, then be ready. When all of a sudden it comes time to adjust, it could have a negative impact if rates happen to go up for you when that adjustable rate mortgage portion kicks in. So are ARMs bad? I would say, hey, I'd be cautious of them. Whenever you hear someone saying, hey, maybe you should consider doing an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage, you just want to be really careful. Okay, what am I getting into? Because there's some extra variables there that you just don't usually have to worry about with a fixed rate mortgage. And over the last few years, the fixed rate by most standards by far has just been the no-brainer option. However, if rates start to normalize, bond markets overall kind of normalize, it could be that all of a sudden here in the near future, we might see where ARMs, those adjustable rate mortgages, start to have better and better rates, but it's in the short term, so it's really important to be working with a lender that can help walk you through that and explain some of what you're seeing. So, hope this helped explain a little bit about that difference between fixed rate and adjustable rate mortgages, and then knowing that here over the future, the relationship might change between those, and it's always in flux depending on what the overall mortgage market is doing. My name's Evan Kaufman, your VA loan originator, here to help explain. Take care.